Okay, so here we go. We're going to do some importing LOR sequences into Xlights. So what we need to do is do a setup here. I'm going to change a couple things around, so just give me 1 second here. Let's go there, do the test. So I've already done some stuff here, so all you're going to do here is add E131. It doesn't matter if these two directories are the same or if it's linked. For now, we're just going to do this. So I just set up 15 universes, which will give us quite a few channels. Gives us up to 7,650 channels. If you need more, you can always add more. It's not a big deal. So we've got that, and then we go to layout. Now in layout, you got to make sure that, and this is for all your LOR stuff. I just put my pixel tree in here just to show that you can put the tree in and you don't have to do anything to it. So I have arches. These arches are all together, so they're going to show up as one color. You got 3 arches here, so there's 5 nodes. So nodes means 5 sections. And then I put 7 lights per node, so 7 lights per section. So this is going to be like up to about here is 1 section, and so on and so forth. And by looking at the channel counts, there's 15 channels there, so it will run from this way over this way. There's 3 normal strings here of just a straight line string. So this one's going to be, let's go down here, string properties. So that one's my green one. It's just single color, and you can see by the roof line, I've just renamed it roof line green, so I've got 1, 2, 3. For me, that's what I've got for colors. I know Dennis's got 4. Steve, I'm not sure what he has. So we just line those up so that way you've got all your roof line is there. Now, this one's more for Steve's benefit because he does have trees out in the front of his house. So I just did a single line and made it 1 light per string and then 8 strings. So there's 8 lights. 8 channels, so 1 per tree. You can make that how many ever you want. You can make that 12 if you've got 12 trees out there. So that way when you look at the channel counts from 4 to 11, there's 8 channels there. So basically, you need to make sure that you have a model for every channel of LOR lighting that you have from your LOR sequencer. You can go into your LOR sequencer and you can go into the options section, and you can actually print off the list, the channel configuration. So it lists all the numbers from 1 to whatever your final number is with all of your descriptions. So it'll give you an idea of what channels you have there. So you need to have a model in here, or at least channels in models defined, so that when we do the conversion over from LOR to Xlights, that we have a place for each of the data, for the data from each of the channels to go into. Okay, so for now, I just have this set up. It goes to channel, I think, 31. Alright, so as long as you have your model set up for everything that you currently have with channels configured to the models, then you should be good to go. So then we go over to, once you've got the model set up, then we can go over to, just watching my time here because I only have 15 minutes. We go over to start a new sequence. So we're going to do new sequence. Now, they said, I'm just going to pick the song. We'll just pick that one for the kicks and giggles. They said 25 milliseconds is good. I always use 50. Don't use anything over 50 because the pies won't broadcast it if it's over that. They only do 50 milliseconds. And the reason why I do this one is because if you want to adjust the timing marks, let's get it up here. Once you put timing marks in here, when you get down into really fine-tuning where that line goes, so where the bars come in here, see how my blue bar jumps? So if this was on 25 milliseconds, this bar would jump from there all the way to there before you could actually put a timing mark. So at 50 milliseconds, at least I can get a little closer to where the action is, like that one there. Okay, that's why I use that one. So then we need to take in, we got our master view. There's nothing in here right now. So you're going to either right-click here, or you can go up here to do display elements. So let me drag that box over so you can see it. So I'm working on 2 monitors, 2 displays. Okay, so master view, add. So then you want to take everything that was in your layout and add it so that it will all show up here. So it's all there now. You can also, reposition it however you'd like. Through here, you can just take this, move it up, move it down. Since it's the pixel tree, I'll put it down at the bottom because we're not doing anything with that right now. So this is just for the purposes of moving LOR in. Okay, so now you've got all your models set up and you've got them on your timing track. So now you're going to import the file. So you're going to go to Import Effects, and then we got to locate our LOR files. Okay, so in mine, I've got an export, so I'm looking for LOR LMS files. Does it show up here? Oh, well, this is why. It's looking for Superstar files, so you can see that you can import from many different areas. I have converted some of my stuff from Lightshow Pro, and you can convert that over as well. So we want this one, and there they show up. So it's beginning to look like Christmas, and then it brings up this window. So this is where your channel mapping comes in. The process at the beginning is obviously very tedious, but once you've got it done, you can continue doing all of the songs because you can save all of your configuration for the one song. Let me just get all of these listed in here. And then tree line. Okay, so first ones we're going to do is arches. So we're going to go the strand 1 and then a strand 1 node 1. So we want to click here. And then you're going to find that from your arch. So that's arch 1, channel 1, which I know is the one I want for this particular one because my first arch is red. When you go off of that, it picks it up from the LOR program that it was a red color. So I'm going to go ahead and put all of these in just to save some time on the recording. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, so you can see I've got my arches all inputted now. It's however you've got your configuration set for your channels. So that's where these all get put in. I know they're all sequential, so that works out for me. It automatically put the color in there. Not that it makes that big of a difference, because over here on my sequencer, because of the way I laid out the models, it's all going to show up as red anyways. Okay, so roof line. So we're just going to double click here. I'm going to just pick one of my roof lines just to show you what that looks like. And it's blue, so I'm going to pick that one. I'm pretty sure that's the blue one. Okay, so why am I putting it up here? So if I put it down here in strand 1, I'll show you in a minute in the sequencer that you have to expand these lines out. This line has to get expanded out to see what the strand is. Then you go down to the node level, which you'll have to do with the arches, and I'll show you that in a minute. So that's why I'm putting them up there. So let me continue to put those in. I will then put the star in, and then your tree line, like for Steve. So you want to run your trees however you have them in order through the nodes there. I'll put all of this in and then we'll get back to you. Hang on a second. Okay, so you can see that I've got all of my channels in now for all of my models that I had coming over from LOR. This is obviously just a reduced, but just to show you what's going on. I used these topiaries in the places for your tree line there, Steve, because I had some topiaries last year, so I just threw them in there for that. Okay, there's a button down here. You want to save channel mapping. So when you do this, you can save it for this particular map, for this model, for your sequence. And then when you do the next song, all you need to do is load the mapping and it will automatically pull it up. You don't have to do this over again. Okay, so we click OK and we do that. And then it put everything in. So then we got to click Render, so that it renders, and now you can start to see there's some stuff going on there. So you can see in the roof line that goes there, and look at there's nothing on the arches line. So if I highlight that and bring that out, then it shows you all the nodes. Alright, which is the section. So if we play this, you will see on my display over here that stuff goes on. Okay, so that gives you an idea of how to bring your LOR stuff over. Let me bring this out again, just so you can see it a bit better. I'll play it again. So you saw the tree line, saw the arches, that's the star on the top of my tree, and then you can see the roof line. So anyway, that's how you need to get started on bringing your LOR into Xlights. So again, the process is tedious, but once you've got it all in, once you've got your models back here in the layout page, once you have all your models listed and laid out with all your channels laid out how they're laid out in LOR. And again, it doesn't have to be exact because you can channel map it and you can bring the information over from LOR and put it in the right spot. So as long as you have enough channels to cover everything that you have in LOR, then you're good. And then from there, you go to your sequence and you import your settings or you import your effects. And once you've got that done with the channel maps and you save the channel maps, then you will have that saved for the next song. So the next song will be easy for it to come in. Hope that helps, guys. We'll talk to you soon.